So let's get into it. You can't afford it. It's okay if you can't afford it. It's okay. A lot of people, and I'm seeing this recently.
Nothing brings me joy like living beyond my means. Sure, I could have saved up my money. I didn't need to make that impulse purchase. But you know what? I'll enjoy it. That trip that I'm going to go on later, I'll enjoy it. Those items that I bought, I'll enjoy using them. It doesn't matter, okay? Sue me. Was it a bad decision? Maybe, okay? But it brought me joy in that moment. I know at the end of a I deserved it week, I'll feel some guilt and I'll not want to look at my bank app and I'll avoid that. But you know what? I deserved it, okay? That moment was worth it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to react to videos people living above their means. It's crazy on how many people here live above their means to the point where they get themselves into crazy credit card debts to the point where they can't even pay them off. Without further ado, I don't want to talk too much. You already know the rule here. Let's get into the video.
She took out a $500 900% interest payday loan. You borrow $1,000 for this one, you pay back a total of $4,413. Why did you take this out? Be real.
I bought a PlayStation 5. Really wanted one. So
Nothing like collections for PS5s. This is at a 792% interest rate. You borrowed $500.
yes, yeah.
What's your total you're paying back by the end?
$2,000.
$4,000 for $500. They started garnishing your wages from this loan?
Yes.
You gave them access to your account?
Yeah.
This isn't a government. They can't just garnish unless you give access. This is a payday loan. This is at a 573% interest rate.
We did need that advance. We were going on a trip to Galveston.
To Galveston? It was to Galveston. To Galveston? Cabo or something. I make good money doing this, don't get me wrong. But look how much more money can be made out there if you just have no morals. They gave you $500 and they make $3,500 of profit. Oh my goodness. How much debt do you have?
This is so crazy. I mean, this is just diabolical thinking about 900 interest. Hold on. 900 interest rate. This is insane. I mean, how is this legally? Like, how do they allow stuff like this? Right? Like, this is diabolical, bro. I've never, you know, the worst interest I've seen in my life, the worst I've seen on someone, the worst interest I've ever seen personally, 25% interest. 900. And you can see she keep applying for more debt. So the second one, it's 792 interest, and then the third one is 553 interest. That's just like unbelievable, bro. Like, how is this legal? All right, you can see a comment says 900 interest. I beg you, how is that legal? I agree. That's what I'm even asking myself. How is this legal, right? Like, this doesn't make any sense, bro. Somebody said, in my country, 10% interest considered high and a rip-off, and above 12% is illegal. I don't know which country it says. Imagine 12%, they're telling you is illegal, but they're charging 900. Bro, this is crazy.
My credit card, I maxed that out to 4,000.
What do you mean you max it out? Max it out or maxed it out?
So my max, I got confused with the credit debt and the credit limit. So my parents got me a credit card, and I ended up getting a max credit limit of $8,000. So I could spend up to $8,000. That's what that means, right? So I would use it, and I would take my boyfriend. We would just started dating. We would go out.
It's 12,500
on it now.
Yeah.
Well, when I looked at it last, yeah.
Continue.
Me and my boyfriend, me and my friends, we would go out, and I'm like, oh, I'll pay for everybody. I got it. I'll spend the money. Don't worry about it. It's just a credit card. So I would pay, and then I called my mom one day, and I wanted her to be proud of me. So it's just like, hey, I've got $4,000 credit on my credit card, and she's like, credit limit or credit debt? I was like, what's debt? And she's like, oh, that's bad. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So it's $4,000 debt then? She's like, that's bad. Why did you do that? I'm like, I thought that was good. And she's like, no, your credit limit at the time, it was 8,000. So I was like, okay, well, the credit limit's 8,000. That's good, right? And she's like, yes, but you were $4,000 in debt. So I started paying it off maybe like for a month. And then my mom and dad, they were like,
When was this?
last year.
Okay, and then what?
And then they were like, screw it, you're not going to pay this off in time. Give it to me. So my parents took it, and they're still currently paying it off right now.
You didn't pay this $1,000?
You mean the 4,000?
No, the $1,000 that went to this card this last month was from them.
They've been paying it off from 4,000 to.
Where did
They just basically gave up and said, you're not going to pay this in time.
the laughter? The people.
You're moving out.
This is really, really, really sad. Like, it's so sad to think about it. She's 20 and she don't know the difference between a credit limit and how much you're spending, and she thought that was good. Like, how, bro? Like, how does someone live their life day to day being this, respectfully, stupid? Like, how? This doesn't make any sense, bro. It does. I genuinely thought it was just a common sense to know your credit limit. Like, you understand how that works. Apparently, there's 20-year-olds out here who don't even know what that is. This is crazy. All right, let's check out the comment section. Somebody said, I still don't think she get what that means. Facts. I don't know if she know what that is. And especially, like, her parents came and tried to save her. Like, we are not helping her. Like, teach her. No, like, don't just, like, she's gonna go into the same trouble again. She's gonna go get another credit, do the same thing, run it up without even knowing. If you don't teach her, and she needs to learn from it. Somebody said, so she thought she was just getting money for free. Facts, bro. Facts. Somebody said, to be fair, sounds like the parents didn't explain finances to their children in any way. I agree. Facts. This is truth. It seems like the parents never taught her anything. All they did, they just said, go get a credit, and then that's it. They never sit down and explain to her the whole situation.
Like I said, I know everybody's wondering how much was I making. So I want to say during the years of 2017 through like 2020, 2021, maybe the beginning of it, on average, I think like my yearly salary was around like $300,000 to almost $400,000 from social media. I no longer make that. We'll get into that. That's how much I was making at that time, doing all those things. What was my average monthly take home? My average monthly take home, like when you really broke it down, depending on the year, I would say monthly, I was bringing in an average of anywhere between like $20,000 to $30,000 a month. Hey, that's crazy. And like sometimes I would like really hit the lotto and I would like do a brand deal. Like I think, I'm not gonna say the name of the brand. There was a brand I worked with at a time that like for like 2 Instagram posts, I was charging like $40,000. I will never forget it. It was like literally one of my highest paying things ever. $40,000 for like 2 Instagram photos. That's crazy. So where was the money going? We're also starting to lose daylight here, people. We gotta move fast. Anyways, where the fuck was the money going? I had moved into a apartment. I moved into my first solo apartment, high-rise apartment in Brooklyn, and my rent there was 4.3. So there's that in rent. I was also spending an average of anywhere between like $6,000 to $8,000 a month on my credit card because I was just buying myself whatever the hell I wanted at the time. I was also spending a lot of money on all of my friends because I was making the most amount of money at the time and I just wanted to like spend it on everybody else. And then, you know, I was just doing stupid shit at the time because I had like a lot of money. Like I would go to the strip club with my friends and spend $1,000. Like it was ridiculous. And I was young. That's the thing too. Like now would I be doing those practices if I had that money? Holy shit, no. I look back at a lot of that and I'm like, well, that was stupid. But the reason I say despite all the stupid expenses, I was smart because I did put a lot of money away too. Because once again, I knew that at some point, say it with me, it was all gonna go away. So I was like, you know what? We gotta put money away. You're gonna thank your future self, Christina. So put a lot of money into savings. But the craziest part of this all too is like, you know, we're talking almost $5,000 in rent, you know, like another $6,000, $7,000, whatever on credit card expenses, all this other bullshit. That's a lot of fucking money. But it was insane because realistically, at the time, I could afford it, which was...
I mean, it's crazy how much social media can pay, right? $40,000 per post. That's a lot. But I'll give it to her though, that the fact that she was able to realize and learn that, hey, this thing is not gonna last long. Eventually we'll end it and I'm gonna have to find a way to leave. And she took some money and, and saved away. But I feel like a lot of people, they run into the situation where when they start making a lot of money, then the expenses start going up as well. They start spending more money, going on more vacations, finding maybe a better house, more, which is gonna cost more money, monthly payments, and you start racking the credit cards. By the time that you realize that the money is running out, you are already too far into it. But for her, I'm gonna definitely give her some credit that she realized that, hey, this money, it might not last forever. I need to make sure that I'm setting myself up for the future, right? Which is good. Like, I agree that she was able to do this, and I'm glad that she was able to do this. But there's people who will never realize this, especially if they're making $40,000, making 30 per month. They're just gonna spend all of it, go on vacations almost every other weekend, right? Like, do whatever they want to do every other weekend, but for her, I think she was smart enough to be able to learn that and be able to save that much money early on when she was making that much money. But there's so many people who just don't do stuff like this.
Currently down a rabbit hole with my finances, and I'm thinking this stuff is really interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys for true transparency. I'm looking at how much I spent last year versus this year, and I'm on track to spend about the same. And to give you a glimpse of my life, I am a working mom. My husband works. We have twin girls that are 3.5 years old, and we live in Pennsylvania, not far from Philadelphia. And we spend about $140,000 a year. First time I heard that number, I was like, whoa, that seems like a lot of effing money. Like, how are we spending that much money a year? But if you calculate in mortgage, interest, childcare, food, gas, like all the expenses,
you can't afford it.
That's what you
It's
get.
okay
So
if
now
you
I'm
can't
curious,
afford it.
like, is
It's
that
okay.
how much other people are spending too?
lot of
Or am
people,
I
I'm seeing this
way
recently.
overspending? Am I underspending? Like, what is the average sort of American 30s age with kids spending every month? I mean, think about all the different expenses that you have is, $12,000.
I mean, this is a very interesting topic too that I'm curious for you. If you have any thoughts, comment down below. But $140,000 seems like a lot of money to spend, and I'm not sure how much the expenses looks like. I'm not sure what type of their mortgage they have and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, so if you really kind of want to like put in your imagination, that's close to like $12,000 a month. It's around a little over 11,000 per month spending. I mean, that seems like a lot. I don't know how much their mortgage is. Again, I don't know how much their mortgage, but like that seems like a lot of money. $11,000 per month for a family of 4. I mean, that seems like too much, Let me check out the comment section. Let me see what people are saying. Usually, how much they spend. Like, I'm curious to see what are people expenses looks like. Somebody said, "Girl, we don't even make 140 a year. It's not normal, right?" Giving you too, the city that she lives in, it's not an expensive city at all. It's not like LA, or it's not like New York or something, or anything like that, or like Florida or something, or Texas. Like, it's not that expensive because it's near Ohio. So like where she lives is not as expensive. That's why I feel like 11 grand a month spending, that seems like too much. I'm really curious how much their mortgage is too. So someone in the comment section asked, are you counting investment like 401k, ARA, brokerage account as spending? He said, no, this does not count as spending. So again, this is just spending. 11k is just spending. This is no investing at all. I mean, that seems like a lot of money. It seems like it's too much money. I mean, what do you think? Please comment down below. I might be overestimate, but I think that's kind of too much money for a family of 4.
In 2022, I was making $126,000 a year. 2023, I was laid off. I had no emergency fund and ended up in $72,000 worth of debt. It took me 6 months to find a job, and here we are. 2 years later, I've only knocked down that debt by $5,000. And all of this could have been avoided if it was budgeting. A 7-year-old version of me must have thought that budgeting and making that much money was contradictory because it never crossed my mind. Looking back at it now is so painful because where could I be right now if I had just been more responsible then? Right now, My job doesn't cover I have to work doing side hustles just to make the minimums on my bills. And I have to work more beyond that, afford groceries and gas without going more into debt. My retirement plan is non-existent. And if it sounds like I'm trying to scare you, I am. Because I can't do anything to fix my mistakes. And the only thing that I can do is putting this nightmare that is my financial situation out there, showing them what can happen if you don't take care of your finances.
This is what I'm saying. People just be spending money without even thinking about it. She was making $126,000. When she got laid off, she have zero in zero. Like, this is what we call spending above your means. Literally, this is what we call it. Because how are you making $126,000? And it sounds like she doesn't sound like she has a family, like she have kids or anything like that. But by the time you get laid off, she had zero in savings. But also, mind you, she also said that she also have zero in retirement account. Like, how? And then 3 months after that, I think she did like 3 or 4 months after that, she was in the credit card debt, $75,000. And she said she's staying, she have only paid $5,000. Don't be like this. Please, don't be like this. Is insane. This is insane. This is like this is crazy. I can't even like start to thinking about it. How are you single, living by yourself? You spend all this money, and you by the time that you get laid off, you have zero money in your savings. Like, this is diabolical, man. Let's check out the comment section. Somebody said, honestly, just do a bankruptcy at that point and start over. I don't think that's a good advice. Please, I don't think that's a good advice. I think she should just sit down and see how she can start paying off that mortgage slowly, that loan slowly, that credit card slowly. And I think she can actually call the credit card company, see if they can cut that loan a little bit down. That way it's easy for her to make those payments, and she can finish quicker, but rather than just filing a bankruptcy. I mean, bankruptcy is easy, yes, but like, I mean, I don't think it's always useful. Somebody asked, how did you get into that much debt? Real question. She said, spending problem that I wasn't aware of. Somebody give her a really good advice. Do a no spending year. I agree. Maybe just go 1 year and just try to not to spend money. Just do unnecessary stuff, right? And then whatever money that will be left behind, pay off that debt. Pay off that credit card first, and then after that, you can start focusing on saving at that point, and retirement and stuff like that.
I may be 24 years old and $28,000 in debt, but I work 2 full-time jobs pretty much, financially independent, live alone, pay everything on my own. So I'm going to get myself a sweet treat. I'm going to get myself whatever the hell I want. I'm never telling myself no. They say don't buy it unless you can afford it twice. I couldn't even afford it once, bitch. Still got it though. What's it to ya? If I die tomorrow, that ain't my debt. I ain't worried about it.
Don't listen to this advice. This is the worst thing you can ever take from. Yeah, you might die tomorrow. What if you still live until 70? Right? Like, this is advice you shouldn't take. Please, don't listen to this advice. She's 24. She's already in crazy credit card debts. I don't have any credit card debts, right? But she's already in crazy credit card debts, and she still says, "Oh, I'm gonna spend. I don't care about it." Please don't listen to this advice. Please. Make sure you spend your money carefully. Make sure you don't get into crazy debt, especially at a young age, because this is going to make harder for you when you are 30, 40, when you're about to retire in 60s, because you have so much debt you have accumulated throughout the years that now you can pay off, and they keep adding on top of each other because you have crazy amount of interest, especially credit cards, right? They keep adding up on each other, right? And it's hard to pay off, especially when you have set up your life to just keep spending, and now the economy is hard. It's even harder at that point to even pay off, right? So please don't listen to this advice. Somebody said, I'm 25 with $220,000 in debt and live alone. $220,000 in debt. And she says, life get better when you stop caring. My essential bills are paid. Please, like, this is what you don't listen to. He is. I don't know if it's he or she. 25 and $220,000 in debt. How do you get into that much debt? Like, what are you doing? And he's saying that, oh, when you stop caring, you stop caring. Imagine you live until you're 7, right? Like, this is crazy, man. This is really crazy.
Listen to what I'm saying. I understand you're trying to make a transaction online, but this is not fraud related if it's not going through. You're trying to make a transaction of $1,453, but the account balance is only $435.27. So you are not able to make this transaction. The previous representatives let you know that the balance is not sufficient to purchase this. So you ask to be transferred to the fraud department because you feel that it's fraud, that the transaction is not going through, but that is not the case. There's not enough funds to cover the transaction that you are attempting. That's not fraud, it's just not enough funds to cover what you are deciding to do. Okay, well, you can go ahead and you can deposit more funds to cover the transaction, but the card not working is not fraud related. It's just because there's not enough funds in the account.
This is what I've been saying. You need to be self-aware. You need to understand where your money is going and where your money is coming. I think the fact that she didn't know that she didn't have enough money to spend. I know some situations, yes, you might come across where you just forget about it, but you really need to know where your money are going, where your money is coming out. Know how much you have left, how much you don't have left. I know people are busy, but at least if you spend at least 1 to 2 hours every week and just go over your finances, make sure you know where everything is going. Because people usually get in debt when they stop caring, when they stop looking into their finances. That's when they go in debt. When they don't realize how much they have racked up their credit cards, that's when people get in debt. Usually, most of the time, that's what happened, right? Which is crazy. Like, it's really crazy to me, right? It's so crazy. People don't care that much about their finances. They are willing to go in debt and then pay so much interest to these big companies. Let's check out the comment section. Somebody said, if Johnny has 5 apples. Bro says, somebody said, how do you know, yeah, you don't have enough money? Like, yeah, I feel like it's just so simple to understand. Hey, you don't have money in your account. Go earn money. You don't have money. You're trying to spend more than what you have. It's just as simple. Somebody said, you mean you actually need enough money in your account in order to spend it? Who would have thought that? Well, that's crazy. Well, that's crazy. And then somebody said, to be fair, the person who transferred them to fraud department shouldn't have transferred them. I agree. I don't know why the person did that. Maybe they just didn't know. I don't know. That's just crazy.
Guys, I'm happy to share that I spent every single dollar I made this year. $0 in savings, credit cards maxed out. I'm nothing if not a perfectionist. So, go me.
Another thing that I was saying, she looks young too. She looks around our age, right? It's the same thing. Just don't care about life, really. Don't care about where you spend your money. Don't care about your finances. Just spend. It's sad. Really, really sad. Like, so sad to think about it. But what you gonna do about it? Like, it's so crazy to really think how a lot of our young generation people should be. We have social media. We can go learn stuff. We don't take our time to learn our finances and understand our finances. I know they don't teach enough in school, but then just go out of your way and try to learn for yourself because it's for you. It's beneficial to you.
I have a $1,200 car payment, and I would do it again and again and again and again. You're only on this planet once. While it's important you do smart things with your money, it's also important for you to enjoy yourself. You're paying a mortgage on your car. I don't care. I'm interested in cars, and I have a twin-turbo V8. In my 20s. In life, you have to make calculated decisions. It's a give and take. It's a push and pull. So where I may overspend on my car, I underspend in other critical areas of my life. Like, I barely buy myself new clothes, don't drink any alcohol, I definitely don't smoke any of that good stuff. So I may be $50,000 in debt, but it's my life.
Another one, right? It's the same thing. And I agree with one thing he mentioned, that he don't spend as much on the clothes. He doesn't drink alcohol. But that also doesn't mean that you should go all out. Don't spend the money that you can't pay back, or don't spend what you can afford. Just because I don't buy myself clothes, I don't buy myself alcohol, whatever, I can't go out there and try to buy a $2 million house just because I'm trying to. That doesn't make any sense because I can't afford that. Like, yeah, there's a level of like, okay, I'm saving, I'm not spending too much money. There's a type of things that I can afford that is within my means. I can do it. Just don't go all the way out only because, oh, I'm not spending money on clothes. Then let me just go out on this one other thing that I need, even though I can't afford it. Like, it's so crazy. $1,200 a month on just a car payment. Like, come on. That's well over $12,000 a year. Right? Like, that's just so crazy to think about. I don't care. I just gotta live life. But this generation, we are cooked. We are really, really, really cooked because we don't care about finances that much. Like, this is crazy. And these advices we're getting from TikTok too, bro. Let's check out the comments. Somebody said, I'm glad I'm this dumb. I agree. You can't be this stupid. You just can't, bro. Like, man. He said, the problem is when people don't have manageable debt. And then the guy replied, for sure, don't over leverage yourself. You did. You are buying a car, a depreciated asset that Now you have a $50,000 debt on it. It's a depreciate asset. You can buy a car, I agree, but buy something that you can manage, like something that manageable. Like not a $50,000 debt you are getting yourself into. Like it's a depreciate asset. Within a couple of years, it's not gonna worth as much as your loan you're gonna have on it. Like that's what you don't get it.
These expensive vehicles are keeping people broke, robbing them of their money, and then still leaving them with nothing. Let me break it down and explain to you. I done seen so many videos over the last week of people who have $900 car notes. They do what it do. They're paying these high expensive car notes, and then unfortunately they fall on hard times and then they lose the car. So the car gets repoed, but you're still out of the money that you were already giving them. On top of the fact that, can we admit that car payments, having a car period that's financed, that's not just one bill. You're paying two bills in one. So not only do you have the expensive car note, the car payment, you've also got the insurance. It's people out here driving an $800 car payment vehicle with almost a $400 insurance to go with it. Altogether, people are driving vehicles that's costing them $1,000+ a month. On top of the fact that rent is already expensive. I don't care how you put it, rent or a mortgage, $2,000 plus a month on the vehicles and the living. Not including the utilities, the groceries that got to go in the refrigerator, like all these other miscellaneous things that are like necessities to live.
This is what we are literally saying on the previous video. The guy was paying $1,200 a month on a car. That's probably before the insurance. And when you get a loan on the car, they usually require you to get a full coverage insurance, which is more expensive. And then if you get a newer car usually have expensive insurances compared to old cars. So if you buy a car like a 2025 car and you have maybe a 2015 car, the 2025 car insurance will be more expensive than the 2015. Like, you see how crazy this get? I completely agree with her. You have mortgages, you have rent you have to pay, you have bills, you have insurance. I mean, you have utilities you have to pay, right? Like, you have food you gotta pay for, you have clothes you gotta pay for it. All of these things adding up on top of this expensive car, and you say you have to don't over leverage. It's sad, really sad.
Always spend money. Why? Because money is only attracted to you when you're letting it go. It's a universal law, release and return. You're putting it out into the world and it comes back to you, often multiplied. This isn't about reckless spending. It's about knowing that every dollar you spend is a signal, an investment, a powerful exchange. When you invest in yourself, your business, or your experiences, you're telling the universe you're ready for more. So spend strategically, spend without fear. Comment spend and I'll send you something that will shift your money reality.
Of course she's selling something, bro. What do we know? Of course she's about to sell you a course. Of course she's about to sell you a course. She's contradicted herself so many times in this video. Spend with strategies, but also spend without fear. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Of course she's trying to sell you a course, bro. Don't listen to stuff like this. Just don't. They don't make any sense. Like, if you use her mindset, you're gonna go broke so fast. Like, so fast. This is some motivational stuff that she just wants you to listen so you can go buy her course and pay her money. While she's gonna budget her money, she's not gonna spend on whatever she want to spend, but she's gonna tell you to spend whatever you want to spend. It's sad. And of course she's trying to sell you a course. Well, we didn't see this coming, right? Crazy.
Spend the money. Buy the cute outfit you want. Go on that trip you've always wanted to. Book the vacation you've always wanted to. Your friend invites you to a concert, go. If there is one thing I have learned, not necessarily learned, but really had dug into my head in the past year or so with loss, is that tomorrow isn't promised. I know that there's, you need to save money, you need a budget, you need to be smart with your money, but at the same time, why are you, saving all this money for my retirement 60 years from now? Or, well, maybe I'll buy that one thing in 2 weeks when I get paid. Okay, harsh reality, how do you even know that you're going to be here in 2 weeks?
The thing about life is so unknown. I might die tomorrow, or I might die in 40 years from now, or I might die next week. The thing is, if you have this mentality, you're gonna end up being broke and struggling for the rest of your life. Let me tell you something. Let me give you a quick story. There's a job that I had before. It was a Gojo. I don't know if anybody know Gojo, where they made the Purell, where you clean your hands and stuff, kill bacteria and whatnot. And in that company where I was working, there was this one older gentleman. He was 80. He had to go to the company to work there every single day because the money he was getting paid from the retirement wasn't enough. And he told me he didn't save any money when he was young. Nothing. So he has to work now at 80 years old. And at that company, they had to give him a job where he can sit down. Of course, they obviously couldn't stand for that long, for like 8 hours straight. So they have to give him a job where he can sit down and do small stuff. Having this mentality is going to hurt you really, 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 really bad. Because not everyone is going to die when they're young. There's people who die when they're old. And the thing is, you don't know that. Nobody knows. So it's just better to be prepared for it. That's the whole point. It's better to be prepared for it. We can't have this mentality. And this is another young person have the same mentality. It's sad.
Oh my God. Y'all are just killing me in these comments because, like, no shit. Not everyone who travels and lives a luxurious lifestyle is in debt. I understand that. Some people afford their lifestyles and save up. I know. I get it. That is obvious. I'm literally just saying that most people live above their means when they should not be, including myself at one point. They acquire credit card debt. They drive nice cars when they shouldn't be. They spend more than they earn. And my point is that most of the people that you're seeing posting photos of their luxurious lifestyles, most, not all, because I guess I need to state the obvious here. Most people that you see are living these luxurious lifestyles that they just simply cannot afford. Unfortunately, I knew a lot of people growing up that portrayed themselves to have these luxury lifestyles. Their parents drove Mercedes-Benzes. They had 5-bedroom houses. All of the bedrooms had bathrooms in them. And coming from a middle-class family, I always thought like, why can't my family afford this big house when all my parents do is work hard? Because we lived within our means and those families ended up going bankrupt. If you work a decent job, make a decent living for you and your family, and you're wondering why you cannot go on lavish vacations like 5 times a year and drive a Mercedes-Benz that ends up breaking down anyways, and you're wondering what you're doing wrong, it's actually nothing. You were just living within your means.
I want to say something about there's people that I know that you will see have them luxury cars, nice houses, but they're in crazy debt. But you will never really know that. They live in nice neighborhoods, nice areas, but they have debt. There's a guy who I know. He came to me and he was asking me. I drive a Honda. He was asking me, bro, what do you think is the best car to buy? I told him, hey, Toyota Hondas are a really great car. They're reliable. Like, you can live with them. They don't break as much, and even if they do break, it's not that it doesn't cost that much money to fix them. He's like, no, bro, I want something like a BMW or Mercedes. I'm like, what's your budget? It's like, oh, 12 grand, 15,000. I want to buy something used. I'm like, if you buy a Mercedes or BMW that's used, that thing will break down every single time. And these cars, luxury cars, they're so expensive to repair them. And compared to like your average maybe HRV Honda, right? Like, those are way expensive. I had to sit down and explain to him, bring this logic, because in his head, it's like, I want to look cool. He's young like me. He's like, I want to look cool when I drive a BMW. I want to look cool when I drive a Mercedes. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Please don't be like that. Stay within your means. Just live within your means.
You can't afford it. It's okay if you can't afford it. It's okay. A lot of people, and I'm seeing this recently a lot, is people living above their means, projecting out a certain lifestyle, projecting out, these fancy clothes, these parties, and all that stuff. So everybody's, oh, what a great person, incredible, wow, they must got some money. And then somebody like me comes in and is looking, seeing what's going on in there, and I'm like, fraud. I hate to say it like that. It's fraudulent. It's because we're trying to do not project out a certain lifestyle that you ain't. And what you have to do is you have to use debt to do it. You're taking lavish trips, you're throwing lavish parties and all that stuff, and yet you don't have enough saved for retirement. This is just a real talk hour right here, a real talk video. Because I'm seeing this, and I'm like, and someone like me comes in there, and when I come in, I come in. As a financial coach, I come in, I'm looking at it all, that rock, I'm over, and I'm looking at every nook and cranny to see what's going on, because I'm trying to help people. But then I'm like, wait. The way you're living, I would think you have $1 million in saving in retirement right now. But when I come in there, I'm like, you got 50,000. Real talk. And I'm like, listen. You see this car right here? This is a Honda Some of y'all wouldn't even ride with me. Y'all be like, nah. He need to be driving a Lambo. No, baby girl. Nope. And my wife will ride in this with me. And we have a couple cars, but I'm not, you can't try to project a certain lifestyle on people that I'm flashing and all that, and then got no money in your retirement accounts. You got no money in savings. That is a huge problem. I got to harp on this one. Living above our means to impress people, and yet you got no money saved for retirement. You got no money for a rainy day, nothing. Yeah, I got to come with it. I got to come with that smoke.
This is what I was just saying. This is literally what I was just saying, right? There's so many people here. They're trying to live their life that they can't afford. They're trying to impress other people, show off to other people, right? But they can't afford that life, so they're gonna run into debt like crazy. There's people like this who are living this life, which is sad. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you learned something from the video. I hope you find that video was enjoyable, entertaining, and stuff like that. If you like the video, please make sure you smash the like button. Please make sure you comment down below, subscribe to the channel. I want to grow this channel and I want to grow this community up. That's my whole goal. So subscribe to the channel. I have more content coming out, man. I have one banger coming out, so stay tuned for it. It's coming. We have more stuff coming, right? Stay tuned for it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Again, like the video, comment down below. I want the algorithm to continue pushing the video out so we can continue getting more subscribers and grow this community, the community that I want to grow. Thanks so much for watching the video. See you on to the next episode. Peace.